Today in the crypto space, we see the market still kind of going sideways. Bitcoin right around 61,500. Ethereum still at 2,600, and the rest of the crypto space still a mix of green and red. And of course, we're waiting for Bitcoin and Ethereum to give us the signal. Are we moving to higher levels, or are we coming down to be buying the dips? In today's video, I want to talk about the general market. I want to use Bitcoin as a leading indicator. But more importantly, I want to talk about one project. The setup is looking good, and that project is called ALEPHIUM. So you know what? Let's talk about the news. Let's analyze the charts and then strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins. Looking for opportunities, whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on here with this general market. We do see that the market cap continues to rise, nice and slow and steady. We do see that the trading volume has been rising as well. Up until the last little while, we have been seeing a bit of a dip. Now, that's a bit of a concern, of course. As we see the market cap rise, we see volume, market participation essentially roll over. It's not a good look because it could mean that maybe the market cap starts to come down again. In order for the market cap to sustain its current trajectory to the upside with strength, we need market participation, we need volume, we need to get people that are interested in basically entering the market and entering with capital so that we can see the overall market cap rise. This is exactly what we need here in the next little while to see, Bitcoin do well, the altcoin season begin, to see the bull run continue to the upside. We're waiting to see the market cap rise back to the previous high to about $3 trillion, and of course all-time highs and price discovery and all of that to much higher levels. All right, let's continue. Let's scrape through the top 100 real quick, then we'll take a look at Bitcoin, and then of course we'll talk about ALEPHIUM, because I think ALEPHIUM's setup right now, the way the price action is being formed, is probably the most bullish setup that I've seen so far. Obviously, there are many others, guys. If there are any others that you're watching, feel free to let me know in the chat, and I'll be glad to take a look. But right now, ALEPHIUM, in my book, is probably one of the best setups out there. So we'll definitely take a look at that in a second. Ethereum doing good, going sideways, while Bitcoin still grinding to the upside, slow and steady. Is it going to break the previous high? Are we going to get to about 72K? It's very possible that we see Bitcoin hit that level, guys. At that level, we're going to see the FOMO kick in, and we're going to see the market totally FOMO in, and we might see that market cap rise once again. BNB looking pretty good. CZ is coming back to us, of course, and we're seeing a little bit of strength in the BNB ecosystem. Solana going sideways, all good, guys. Sideways is good sometimes, and it doesn't mean that you have to get into a trade, but I'm building a position, developing your thesis on Solana right now is the best time as it consolidates and goes sideways. And there are many projects doing a very similar thing, like XRP and many others. But while we see that happening on some, there are other projects that are starting to wake up here, guys. It's inevitable. I feel like eventually we're going to see the capital rotate into the larger blue chip altcoins, and that's a good indication of an altcoin season. We have Cardano finally waking up, AVAX waking up, and as we keep on going down, you can see there are a few more, even Chainlink, Polkadot, Uniswap. Obviously, we have Near Protocol smashing things in the last little while. It's up 16.7% in the last 7 days, guys. 3-4 days ago, I did mention Near Protocol was waking up. It was looking healthy. Join the Discord, guys. Whenever I see things that are looking good, I definitely bring them to your attention. And the best part is it's not just me. It's a strong community that we got over there. So feel free to join. Polygon, obviously a good indication of the Ethereum network potentially moving up. And there are many things, many indications that, the Ethereum narrative could be waking up. Of course, Chainlink is a good one. Uniswap, Near Protocol, all of these have been waking up in the last little bit. And any other DeFi play, that it has been kind of waking up on Ethereum is obviously a good sign. Even Ethereum Classic, a fork of Ethereum, is doing pretty good. And if we keep on scrolling down, you can see BitTensor, Filecoin, SUI, we have Render, we have IMX, Injective, HBAR. Everything right now is grinding to the upside very, very nicely, guys. We are seeing strength in the market once again. I'm not saying that we can't get any short-term dips, because you know how those bottoms get created. You know, there's peaks and valleys, and as we go sideways at that bottom, eventually we start rolling to the upside, and we have been coming down. So this is, in my opinion, a transitionary phase from a bearish trend to a bullish trend. And believe it or not, during that transition from bearish to bullish, or even bullish to bearish for that matter, there's that consolidation, there's that structure, there's that pivot point structure where a lot of people get wrecked. And I feel as we stay within that transition, which I feel we have been in that transition for about, I would say, at least 2 weeks, you know, eventually become so mature that we have to make a decision. And have a feeling now, as we hit that bottom and we're slowly consolidating, a lot of these altcoins are slowly waking up and making higher highs and slowly giving us that confirmation of the change of character. And we're seeing this consensus across the market. And to be honest, what I have been noticing across the market is a structure called an Adam and Eve pattern. I've been looking at charts all morning, and I've been noticing that a lot of these altcoins are printing off Adam and Eve patterns, which are great reversal patterns, especially at the bottom levels where there's horizontal support. Guys, not bad. The market's looking pretty good. Hopefully you have been DCAing and accumulate on some great projects, because there's many of them right now as we speak, waking up. And if we do get the altcoin season leading into September, guys, you want to make sure you have those backpacks ready to go, because right now we're getting a lot of green. All right, guys, let's move on. Let's take a look at charts. I know you're here to talk about charts, so let's begin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin at the end of the day is doing great today. Absolutely great. Now, do we actually break this little structure that we got going on in here? This is an Adam and Eve pattern. B recovery, rounded bottom. Typical. Let me get onto the 12-hour. Very typical, very nice pattern, very bullish pattern. And if it breaks the previous highs, if it breaks the white line, the horizontal resistance, which is, you know, right around this level, 61,600, guys, it's very likely we touch the top of the range once again. Between 70 and 72k is very possible here. And guess what's going to happen at that level? The FOMO will kick in. All right, guys, let's take a look at this in more detail. Really, the thing is, you know, at what point do we say, you know what, I'm all in? At what point do we say, you know what, I've been enduring the bear market pain for a few years now, and I've been training, I've been preparing, I've been doing whatever needed to be possible economically, emotionally, whatever the case is, in order to prepare for this bull run. And when the time comes, and now is the time to make this thing happen, are you going to back down, or are you actually going to start getting in? And the thing is that I've seen this before. When you least expect it, that's when the market starts to run. That's when the market starts to show its color, its true, you know, direction. And sometimes there's no opportunities to get in, because once it starts moving, the FOMO kicks in, and then it's over. The train starts leaving, and every stop that it takes, you're taking increased risk. Why? Because now you're buying at higher levels. And one of the major rules that I have for myself is that I do not buy the tops. Right now on Bitcoin, and particularly the altcoin market, you are not buying tops. Bitcoin, I know, slightly topish. I would say that Bitcoin is a little bit more matured with its price action. Ethereum as well, kind of like, you know, it already did pretty good, almost reaching all-time highs for ETH. But Bitcoin, you know, reaching all-time highs, looking for its extension into price discovery, fine. But altcoins, a lot of them are below bear market bottoms. A lot of them have been retracing significantly. So now that we're leading into September, the fall is usually where we start to see signs of proof of life, you know, signs that the market is waking up. And as we speak, as I'm recording this video, we are seeing Bitcoin look very strong. If we break these previous highs, we're going to get some volume into here. And it's very likely that we see Bitcoin hitting these tops. And what do you think is going to be happening to the altcoins? As we speak, we see Near Protocol up 11%. We see Rune up 11%. We see many projects right now doing very well, almost hitting those double-digit gains. Now, guys, remember, set up that portfolio, be prepared with that portfolio, you know, pick your top 10, pick your top 20, whatever your strategy is, and start DCAing and do that research, guys. Do that research so you can be fundamentally bullish on the projects that you are interested in. So right now at the current moment, Bitcoin is looking for that breakout, is looking for a break out of this W complex inverse head and shoulder type of formation right into here with a nice V recovery with a rounded bottom. Guys, this is a very, very good structure to be trading into. Now, am I getting into a Bitcoin trade? Absolutely not. To be honest, I'd rather get into a stacks trade. And I made this very clear a few days ago when I made that video on stacks. Guys, if you wanted to get into a leverage position on Bitcoin, the best thing to do is to find an altcoin that is pegged to Bitcoin's price action. And we know Stacks is the one. So right now, Stacks should be doing very well because it should be following Bitcoin's lead. And you should be able to multiply your gains just getting into a lower cap project like Stacks by at least 3x without actually taking leverage. So consider the factor that we are looking for narratives. And right now, the Bitcoin narrative could definitely be looking good in the next little while. All right, guys, let's take a look at ALEPHIUM. ALEPHIUM is a project. Let me just change time frames here. ALEPHIUM is a project that I'm really bullish on, not just because about its fundamentals and obviously the price action is good. It's the fact that, you know, the fundamentals keep on changing. The fundamentals keep on changing for the good. The team is always updating. The team is always working on things. The ecosystem is growing, and it has all the fundamentals required to compete at the highest level of the market caps, basically reaching top 10, top 20 easily in the next little while. So I do feel ALEPHIUM has a lot of potential. However, of course, it is still a small cap. It still has a lot of work to do, no doubt. And this is why getting in at these levels are really, really good. It's because you're getting in at a bottom. You're getting in at a level where we could see the market, you know, run, the altcoin season run. And I think that ALEPHIUM has a good chance of taking a lot of the market cap from its competition, given the fact that there's a lot of opportunity here. It's basically a smart contract platform that solves a lot of problems that a lot of other projects have out there, of course, including Ethereum. So I do feel ALEPHIUM is definitely something that you should be taking a look at. Feel free to look at the deep dive that I did produce and the update video on ALEPHIUM, because really there's a lot of fundamentals that need to be discussed and obviously need to be learned about before you get very bullish. This is a great setup. Now let's talk about price action here for a second. You can see the descending wedge, a very, very nice pattern. You can see that all into these levels we were looking for support here, didn't happen. All good, came down, another horizontal level of support, we swung below it, then swung above it, and then we're coming back down. And as you notice what's happening, we got a lot of emotions in these zones, tons of emotions. And as we are creating structure, I start to put a lot more interest into this bottom and a lot more, let's say, confluence into the fact that this bottom could be the absolute bottom. Why? Because at the current moment, we are building a higher low. This low is higher than this one. Upon the break of the descending wedge, we tried to break out and we tried to make a higher high. Didn't necessarily happen here. We got rejected at the previous high. Totally fine, all good. We still made a nice little bounce here, nice retracement to an extension level, probably the 1.2, 1.618 extension, and then we got a bit of relief back up here. Now this is considered the back test, the confirmation low, the higher low, and this is the right shoulder for potential inverse head and shoulder formation. The best part of all of this is that if you look at the momentum, we were getting bullish divergence all into there, all into this downwards sloping price action. We were getting divergence both on the momentum and the trend oscillator. So there's no doubt in my mind that ultimately what's really happening is the market's trying to confirm the fact that we're changing direction, change of character. And if you study price action, if you study, you know, complete purely TA based on price action, change of character is absolutely bullish. Why? Because we're moving from a direction in one direction to the other. And this is the confirmation that we're looking for. Now, of course, we only get super bullish once we break the neckline, which is this right here. Guys, I feel like I need to emphasize its importance. Let's make it a little bit thicker here. This neckline is super, super important because technically speaking, as long as we stay below it, we're still bearish because we did not make a higher high. So I have to understand that. We have to understand, weigh out our, you know, probabilities here. We have to understand as long as we're below it, we're still bearish. However, as long as we're still above this low, we are still bullish. So you can see the issue here is because the clarity is there, but at the same time, the range is giving us a very strict regulation, which is, you know what, the range right here needs to be broken. And we're smack in the middle at the current moment. If we break above here, we're bullish. bullish. We're running, guys. It's it. It's going to start to move. Base of the wedge is the target, $3.25. I can expect that to happen. Now, if we do come down here and break below and we start making a lower low, guys, a lower low, lower highs, the trend is your friend. We're coming down to much lower levels. Now, what I'm interested in is this structure holding up? Well, I want to see the inverse head and shoulder. I want to see the follow through actually back this and confirm this as the absolute low and get that higher low. Now, the market doesn't promise you anything. You know, that's one thing that we really have to understand. No matter how bullish the chart, no matter how bullish the fundamentals, no matter what's happening, you know, the charts don't really promise you anything, and or the market. And in this case, we could expect that ALEPHIUM, you know, could come down, but probability is based on risk to reward. Guys, zoom out here. We've been trying to build this bottom and build confidence into the market for a good while, suggesting that if we do break out, guys, we're coming back to range highs. And you can look at all this market participation. It's a thick amount of market participation in here, a lot of emotional individuals. Now, what I'm going to do is, you know, change my pace here for a second and show you something very interesting. You know, reality is that markets work between basically work by expanding and contracting. Price expands and then contracts. None of this price action suggests expansion yet, and the reason being is because there's no volume gaps anywhere. This is a massive clump of market participation with no empty space in between. There's no vulnerabilities, there's no opportunity, there's nothing. So what are all these people basically doing at this current moment? They're accumulating safely. And when we are looking for safety, meaning reduced risk, we are looking for confirmations. And this is what we are building, confirmation. So in the future, what I'm expecting is an expansion. We are accumulating and building positions and deciding whether we're bullish or not via TA, via fundamentals, whatever the case may be. But then ultimately, as we, you know, maybe come up to this level, break out, back test, continue up, maybe consolidate a little bit, continue up, maybe come down for a bigger retracement, then come up here. Who knows? I'm just making this all up. But as soon as we start breaking previous highs, you know, do we get a massive expansion? And if you've been following me here on the channel, expansions are where we leave volume gaps right here, which are the opportunities. And then after expansion, we get consolidation, some sort of structure, and then we can. And then basically what this is going to look like is what happened here. Lots of volume, lots of market participation, lots of volume, lots of market participation, empty volume gap, lots of opportunity. When we get to this level, individuals are going to start thinking, could we actually break down and fall through the volume gap, back test the breakout zone, and then get another bounce? Big picture. The thing is that when a raging bull market starts, these retracements from impulses this way, where we hit multiple levels of extension, meaning 1.618, 2.618, 3.618, and it goes on and on and on a daily. It's not like it happens, it takes months to happen. It happens on the daily. Those retracements are going to be rare, and they're not going to come very frequently. We may get some retracements along the way in a bull rally, for sure. They do come, you know, 20-30% here and there across the market. However, what we should be doing is considering exposure at the current moment before the expansion, because right now all we are getting is tons of market participation within a tight zone without any expansion just yet. You can backtest all of this theory. Go check other charts. Go see what I'm talking about, because really, when you see a strong chart move, right, we leave volume gaps behind. And it also includes volume gaps to the downside, right? We can consolidate here and still come down from massive expansion to the downside. But guys, I really don't think that's happening in the immediate short term based on our cycle, based on the phase of the cycle. I feel like this is the time where we should be preparing for the main event. The fight is around the corner. You've been preparing for that fight. You've been training. You've been doing your due diligence. And all of a sudden, now it's time to get rewarded for all those efforts, all the sacrifice, and all the all the focus that you've been putting. Because reality is, and you know, many people capitulated during this event, focusing on other things, losing focus on what's important here. At the end of the day, if it's important for you to get involved in an asset that could make some life-changing gains, you should be focused at this current moment. You're not going to be looking the other way. It's all fine and dandy if you did lose focus during a bear market, you know, but right now, game time is on. Like, this is time to get ready, guys. This is the moment. Okay, so we are going to be looking at ALEPHIUM in the next little while. We'll be looking at all kinds of other projects. Just as a reminder, guys, if you have any other projects you want me to cover, feel free to let me know in the comment section below, and I'll definitely put them in priority. I do deep dives. Be prepared. I'm going to be releasing a deep dive on Sunday, so I have one in the works at the current moment, just trying to iron out some fundamentals, and I'll be releasing that on Sunday. And of course, I'm live at 8 p.m. EST, guys. Join me live. All right, guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor. Slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below. Feel free to join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. Take care, guys. Have a good one. And don't forget, buy the dip.